Well, hi folks, Smudge here again. My peoples, on Monday night, October the 2nd, 2017, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing another Monday Night Live. Your host, Two Family Homestead, will present as a guest, Kellie P-B_FAM. Now, who is Kellie? Well, we're not sure. We really aren't. Let's read the description. We'll do that together here. Hi, I'm an empty nester mom, married to Mr. Eric, who works very hard. Awesome provider for our 3 children. My mid-son, Stephen, 23, still lives at home and helps me out. But he works his rent off by helping take care of things that either Mr. Eric can't get done or is helping me on my bad days. Due to the fact that I have broken my back 3 times over, right knee replacement, left ankle fracture, so I lived 90% of my life in living in chronic pain. Also had 27 surgeries, not one on my back. I call myself Jack of all trades and master of none. I can sew, garden, hunt, trap, canning, fix vehicles, vet work, photography. My dad was a farmer all my life, a mechanic, machinist, and carpentry. He passed away just before my 19th birthday and wedding to Mr. Eric, which will be 30 years in November. Dated 4 years, 1 month, so 34 years married in my book. I've had 12 miscarriages, but God blessed me with Francis, 29, Yvonne, 21, granddaughter Sierra, son-in-law John. And I have my mailing address, should anybody care to write. Well, folks, that's her description. My description, I asked my peoples, and they said, we're going to have to find out. You're live.
I'm live.
You're
I'm
live.
live. I'm back like a bad penny. Monday night, October 2nd. And it was chilly here this morning. I don't know what it's like every place else, but fall is coming. Fall is here right then and there. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Ours wasn't too bad. We had family up on Saturday. Had a nice homemade meal that I will make either a steam it vlog on later or a video later on, whatever I can come up with the pictures and figure out to do. Yesterday, I don't remember if we did much of anything yesterday. I don't think so. But
Recovered from Saturday.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not much else going on here.
Yeah, Saturday was a long day.
Spent the afternoon with our one grandson and our daughter-in-law. She's went back to school and she had a project she had to do, an interview with somebody. We were her guinea pigs. So when we went over to their house, and since she was interviewing us on paper, Daryl brought the cameras, and
we maybe have
made
a video.
it worth her while to go over.
Yeah,
so
we maybe have a video of that.
Yeah, so that may be coming up maybe tomorrow,
But
whatever.
We also kind of have a special announcement that anybody noticed on the very front screen there.
Yes, that's true. That's true. If anybody knows the little gift up in the top left-hand corner.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to jump on this bandwagon, but you know, if you go in all the stores now, the Christmas stuff is already out.
That's the truth, I'll tell you.
And we kind of have to plan ahead. And it just so happens, we never gave this a thought, that Christmas Day, the 25th, will be on a Monday. And we will have a show
Yeah, we were
that
worried
night.
about that.
We will have a show that night. So those of you that are getting brand new computers and laptops and iPads and stuff like that and want to just kind of relax come 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Old Alabama Gardener will be on our show for a repeat visit.
Mm-hmm.
So you heard it here first.
So you have over a month. Right there he is. You no sooner said his name and he showed up on the screen.
And he showed up on the screen.
Talk about deja vu.
How about that?
It was meant to be. Yeah,
Charles?
Half Acre's Dream, a live Christmas. You're right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Charles. Thank you for stopping in, and thank you for going to do the show here on Christmas Day coming up. But for tonight, we got somebody out of Pennsylvania, over in Amish country somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where, but I'm going to say Amish country.
And Robin, you may have had a little piglet in your house, but I think she's going to trump you on this one. Is Kellie with us yet?
I haven't. Yep. I haven't brought her online here yet. But she's back in the green room.
In the green room, is that what we call it?
So, without waiting any longer, Kellie.
Yes.
And Mr. Eric, say hello to everybody, because you are on the screen. You are live.
And there's Miss.
Hello, YouTube land.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Any questions? Make sure your questions are put in caps so we can catch them. And ask away whatever you want. Start the chat. Kellie, you can start the chat if you want to. Feel free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't have any questions in regards.
All right, hold on, because you guys are frozen. It wasn't that cold back in that green room.
Is that what happened?
They are frozen. They're frozen in time.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
They look like mannequins.
Yeah, her hand's up.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, try this before we do anything else. Just close out the video. Just click on the video thing and then click it back again. So you turn it off and on. That way we don't lose the connection, and it should reset the video. So we'll give that a try first. And I'm going to put Sherry back on the screen here.
Oh, so I'm back in the hot seat.
You're back on the hot seat.
Okay, Coco, so are you a Christmas baby? Is that what you were talking about? So I don't have to, guess I would have to look because you can't answer me.
Okay.
Stupid.
All right, they're back.
Go.
They're back. They're moving around. There's a third party jumped in there.
Yep, there's Steven.
So, welcome to Monday Night Live. Appreciate having you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You do not have to give your age. We don't want to do that, but.
Well, I am going to have a birthday here in November and an anniversary in November, 5 days apart. I will be married to this man for 30 years, but I always say 34 because we dated for 4 years.
And they haven't killed each other yet.
You're going to find the comedy clown right here.
And who is that?
And that's my son, Steven. He's our middle child.
Okay. Hi, Steven. How are you this evening?
Oh, pretty good. Just tired from hunting.
Did you get anything?
No, I seen 2 bucks and 2 black bears today, so.
Ooh, black bears.
And this is archery season now?
It's archery season, yeah, right now.
You'd have to be a pretty good shot to get a bear with a bow and arrow.
Well, sadly here in Pennsylvania, they actually haven't put bear season in with archery season for whitetail, and I've been really liking for it to be pushed through because the bear population up here is just like crazy, and I just like to have that come in.
Do you hunt on your own property, or do you go elsewhere? Or?
I hunt on my parents' property, and I hunt on other, pieces of property, like neighbors and all that stuff. We're pretty neighborly with all of our neighbors.
Okay, so you have black bear on your property.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
every year I'll see a black bear during archery season.
How much property do you have?
We own 25 acres.
You own 25 acres, but there's more in the family, is that correct?
In Eric's side
My
of the
dad's side of the family,
there's almost 100 acres.
yeah,
Okay.
120.
120. Wow.
Well, including swamp.
Yeah, the swamp.
Half Acre Dreams is asking what part of PA do you live in?
Northwestern. We are very, very close to the birthplace of the oil industry.
Matter of fact,
Anybody?
I know you did a video on that.
Yes, I did. I used to work at that museum as a teenager.
So what else do you have archery season right now, and then there's a break, and then you have a gun season? Is that how that works?
Yeah, day after Thanksgiving, we have rifle season, and that's in for 2 weeks, and then after that, we have after Christmas, then flintlock and archery. Archery comes back in after Christmas with flintlock. So
Now you say rifle season. I know in the state of Ohio where we reside, you cannot use a rifle. You have to use a shotgun.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you can use you can use a rifle in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, in certain areas. You get closer to Pittsburgh area, that's shotgun area down there.
Okay, I see. So
And they legalized crossbows also 3 years ago. They legalized crossbows because we couldn't use crossbows. We're now allowed to use crossbows in the state of Pennsylvania.
So
But now
I'm guessing you probably use what, like a 35 Remington or a 270 maybe?
I use a 30-30 Marlin.
30-30, okay.
So
One of the lever actions, 66.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a big lever action fan.
So am I.
Okay.
He used to hunt.
Yeah. Oh, I loved hunting. I hunt bear. My big thing is right now is hunting bear. I like to hunt bear because I've hunted so many deer that it's boring now to me because I've killed so many of them that unfortunately I've gotten bored of that. So I've gone into bear season and I hunt every bear season.
Well,
And we have 3 days of rifle right after we have the archery season. It falls right after Thanksgiving, or right before Thanksgiving.
Are you allowed to hunt bear or deer even for that matter with a pistol?
Yes, it has to be. The barrel has to be so long.
Like
It has to
a
be-
6-inch barrel, 357 or better, or something like that.
It has to be long
Yeah,
in order to hunt with.
yeah. Well, not only
That's challenging, though.
that, yeah.
That'd be real challenging.
Well, not only that, though, too, they also, I totally forgot, though, they did also throw in, last year they threw in bear season with rifle season for whitetail, too, so, I think,
1 day.
no, it was 2 days.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it
I
was
was thinking it
2
was only
days.
1 day.
Yeah, they threw it in for 2 days, so, that allow us to kill, like, an extra bear, kind of dim down the population, but that's not going to help it anyway.
So, do you are you limited to a single buck or a buck or a doe or 2 deer or?
Well, here in the state of Pennsylvania, we have to buy two separate tags. We got to buy our antlered and our antlet tags. Which you buy your regular hunt license first, which that's got your antler tag on it, and then you got to sign out up on the top of it, like this little.
It's a yellow piece of paper, and it's
Yeah.
very hard to write on because it's very shiny.
Yeah.
We have to fill it out, and we have to send $6.90 in to our county treasurer, and they will send us back a doe tag. And we get our doe tag, so then we're allowed to take 2, and if there's any leftovers, we get to go right straight to the office, and we can request an extra doe tag if there's any doe tags left.
Okay, and that's
So-
on a per county basis, did you say?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, each county has a certain limit. Once they reach, the certain limit, then it's cut off. They have it for outside residents and are the main residents. And they do keep so many for main residents that's left over that people can walk in and get a second one. So technically you can have 2 doe and a buck per person if you get the extra doe tag, if you're lucky enough to get in there and get that.
And I'm going to assume that Eric hunts as well.
Yeah, I do.
Can I call you Eric? Is that okay? Or do I have to call you Mr. Eric?
No, Eric's fine.
Okay.
Just don't call me late supper.
All right, won't do that. So, is there any other game that you hunt over there, or is it just the bear and the deer?
Small game.
Small game.
Yeah, I do some small game actually. Small game. The youth season's going to be starting here next week, and then after that, 2 weeks later, then the regular season for adults and junior hunters and all that stuff can go out and just pluck around with squirrels and all that stuff, which that's good meat, to tell you the truth. I like eating squirrel stew. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat must have asked, and I get to talking and I don't even see the chat, so I just got poked here. But somebody asked, are you close to Bailey's lumber?
Yes, we are.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, lumber.
So
Yeah, they're on the other side of us, though.
okay, so whoever asked that,
I wear aprons. Ask that.
I wear aprons. Yes, they are close.
Yeah, they're east.
They're east of us. They're on the opposite side of the town that we have.
Half-acre dreams? No. Well, they are a bird of sorts, but not the type of birds that you see flying and, putting nests in your trees. Kelly, do you want to tell them what they hear chirping in the background?
Yes, I did a video on it, and I wanted to thank Freedom Range Hatchery. They sent me 54 free chickens, and they let me pick out what I wanted, and they sent me 7 roosters. I asked them for 3 or 4, but they sent extra because of possible DOAs, because of shipping and everything. And then I asked for approximately 15 meat birds, and then the rest of them a heritage breed, so that they could either be a meat bird or a layer. And that's what you're hearing in the background is 3 humongous totes with metal cages over the top of them. That's full of all different kinds of baby chicks that's actually got feathers pretty much on. They're growing very quickly.
See, Robin, that's why I said they have you beat. You had the pig, but they have you beat with the amount of farm animals they have in the house.
Well, this is not the first time we've had actually farm animals in the house. We've had actually baby goats in our house, too.
Well, they've had diapers on, and my daughter's had to bottle feed them, and she'd actually take them to bed with her.
It was comical. She would yell the name, go running upstairs.
This sounds like a video.
America's Funniest Videos. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was running around the house, and it would listen to her voice only.
Oh wow.
And I can't the name of
Lucky Girl.
Lucky Girl, and she'd say Lucky Girl, and if Lucky Girl was in the kitchen, you would hear that and clinkety 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 clink, and right up the steps she'd go.
I'll be darned.
And then if she was in the kitchen and Lucky Girl was laying behind the stove or something and resting, and Siobhan was fixing her bottle, she would call for her, and Lucky Girl would come running, and I mean, she just about jumped in her lap to want to have the bottle, and then she'd lay down and curl up. We've got pictures of my daughter with Lucky Girl. We had goats, homeschooled all 3 of my children. Francis is my oldest. And then, of course, Steven's my middle child, and then Siobhan is my baby girl, who was a twin. And so, in turn, I homeschooled them all, and they all got to learn on the farm because that's how Eric and I were raised. We were raised on a farm all of our lives. I remember from the age of, my earliest recollection was approximately 4 years of age, helping my father out with cattle and birthing. And my husband, he worked a dairy farm. They milked by hand. We milked by hand and then got the little belly milkers. So we were raised in the farm life all of our life, and we've kept it going. We've got horses here, and we've got pit bull dogs, mixes. We've got his husky.
We got a whole bunch of everything.
We got 2 cats, 5 dogs, and a whole bunch of chickens.
Yeah.
And some horses.
Well, apparently you have some sort of standing challenge going on here, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but or maybe not. I don't know. But Deep South Homestead has asked, Kelly, are you ready for a Deep South shooting match?
Yes, I am, Danny.
Apparently they might.
Okay.
And that crossbow's coming down with me.
Oh, you're going to use the crossbow. When he says shooting match, I mean, I don't even think crossbow or bow and arrow. I just gravitate right to the handgun.
Oh, that's not a problem either.
Are you going to the meetup in Mississippi?
That's what we're planning.
I had a feeling the way you said that. That's what you were doing.
Yes, we're actually going to be leaving a couple days ahead of the gathering. We're driving down, and then we're going to stay there up until the day after my birthday, and we'll leave November 3rd, and we're going to be coming back. So we asked for prayers for about that. That's one thing I did ask for, because that's a trip, and the way things are going. We really need that.
And I'll be here holding down the fort.
That's right. He's going to be the one feeding the chickens and the horses and the dogs and stuff.
Well, somebody's got to take care of all the livestock in the house.
That's right. So he's staying here. So we get to go down, and we're going to spend our 30th anniversary down there with Wanda and Danny, and we're going to help them out and give them some blessed help that they need, and that we want to have an awesome gathering with them and fellowship with them. So we want to be a blessing.
They are awesome people.
They are. They're very kind.
Yes. Yeah.
There are our younger siblings.
Yeah, you are aware of the fact that I'm sometimes called Danny and Sherry is sometimes called Wanda, are you not?
Don't do that when I put some liquid in my mouth.
Yep. There's Danny 1 and Danny 2, and Sherry 1 1 and 1 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had her that night. We definitely did.
Yeah, it's the only person we've ever teleported dehydrated water through the monitors with. So.
Yeah. Yep. Half Acre Dreams wants to know, how many horses do you have and if you ride?
I used to ride. I don't ride anymore because of my broken back. But we have 2 horses. We've had up to 12 at one time. We've boarded for people. We used to ride a lot. My daughter actually rode, and she did shows. So she showed English. Stephen rides. He actually broke my mule, which she didn't buck one bit.
Good horse.
Yes.
Good mule.
Good mule. Not a horse, even.
Half breed.
Yep. So, yeah, we've had many foals drop here. And,
well, that you used to take the horses to church.
yeah, so we used to have gatherings that we would take the horses, because the horses were so good. That we would take the horses to the gathering, and we would give rides for the gatherings for other kids and adults that wanted to be around horses and get the experience of horses.
So, you've been on YouTube for quite some time, but you don't have very many videos out.
No.
You want to give us your history on this?
Yeah, back then in my time.
Well,
We used to sit around this old campfire. No, I'm just kidding. No, sorry.
Oh boy, the clown came out.
Thought you said you were tired.
Well, hey, there's a little bit of spark in every little energized bunny out there, you know. There's a little bit of a bunny in me, too.
Okay, let your mom talk, please.
Okay.
Okay, you just reach right over and get that little off switch here for a minute. Go right ahead.
Well, I used to sit there and watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I just watch them, and I did a lot of researching through YouTube, trying to get some information, and listen to music, and used to pull up music because he's musically inclined. He plays the guitar, and so we'd pull up a lot of things and I would get a lot of things for homeschooling via using YouTube. So I used it for quite a long time that way, and then all of a sudden, because I have a photography, videography background, and I worked in that professionally, I decided, why don't I just pick up my tablet or my camera, and I just started doing some little videos here and there, and it started out technically with the firefighting training that we were going through. And I started videoing that, and I started putting that up on YouTube. And then I went from that to hunting, and then it just kind of went to just a bunch of different little things. And then suddenly Dollar Tree came about. And when Dollar Tree came about, there's a genre for Dollar Tree hauls, and I love Dollar Tree. And I started doing Dollar Tree hauls, and then all of a sudden I'm like, why don't I start filming because I started watching the homesteading channels, and I'm like, we lived on a farm for so long and we had animals. I said, why don't I start doing some stuff in regards to our gardening and our animals and things that are going on around our home. So that's kind of where it started, and then suddenly we started doing that, and then I put some other different videos up that we have. I have family videos up and a couple other ones that some people, they looked at my channel, might know what they are, but they'd have to look at my channel to see what they are.
So I know that, well, you said you've done some gardening and what have you over the years, and obviously with your farm background, that's the case. But currently, do you have a large garden, or what do you pressure can, hot water bath, or do you dehydrate? You know, we might as well open up the whole gamut here.
Okay, I've done dehydrating. I have 2 dehydrators, and I also dehydrate by using the sun and vehicles. I've done that before. This right here is I love fermented foods. So we have fermented foods in our diet quite a bit. So they eat a little bit of it. The only thing is he likes it hot, so do I, and Eric doesn't. So this one's a mild
It's one thing I haven't tried yet is fermenting anything. I'm just unsure of myself, I guess.
It's really good. All it is more like a pickling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All it is, it tastes more like a pickling. Any vegetable that you have, you can pretty much ferment. And I bought the kit for the fermenting that actually has like a little nipple top on it that lets the gases out instead of having
the mason jar ones? The mason jar kit?
Yes, that has a silicone top to it, yes.
I have one of those, haven't used it yet.
Yeah, they're really nice. They work really, really well. And then I've done, my grandmother taught me how to can as a young child. I was climbing up on a stool and helping her wipe the tops of the jars off so that she put the hot lids on and then put them into the baths. And so we did cold packing, we did water bath, and then pressure cooking. So I've done all of the pressure cannings, and I do all that stuff. And we've got a pantry of different canned goods in the back. But the biggest thing that we really like in our household is our meats canned. Canned venison, is our big thing. That's our main staple, is venison or chicken. So that's our staple. He's drooling right now.
Oh yeah.
Because he'll open a jar up and eat it right out of the jar.
Just eats out of the jar. Okay, cool.
And deer jerky.
Oh yeah.
Deer
And I also
jerky.
smoke too. I have 2 smokers, and I smoke venison, and 99.9% of the time Eric don't get any of it, because everybody around comes around, and all of a sudden, I don't know if they realize that I'm doing it,
They can smell it.
but that everybody shows up at my house, and I'm always giving a bag of my smoked meat away, and then he gets home and he's like, "Where's it at?" And I'm like, "It's gone."
Do you do maple syrup or?
Oh yeah, yeah. My brother and I we used to go around and tap,
The
maple trees and
out
all
front.
that stuff, like right out in the front of the yard, like right out in the side of the creek over here, and we used to just boil a bunch of sap. Like homemade sap is like really, really good.
Yeah.
It is really good. Better than going to the grocery store, I think.
Yeah, we live off the land quite a bit. We do a lot of foraging. We'll have dandelion salads. I'll go and get cattails. I love to eat cattails. Leeks. We get sourgrass, violets.
You can
and
eat cattails?
Yes, the roots of it. If you pull that up and then you peel it, you cut the root ball off of it down at the bottom where it's white, and you peel it. It's a very, very mild flavor.
Isn't it kind of like a turnip?
Well,
Almost, yeah. It's almost like a turnip, but it's not hard like a turnip. It's a softer. It's kind of like a real mild leek, in texture-wise, but it's got a very mild flavor in the cattail root. And
It's funny because we have no wet area, but in the backyard we have cattails growing. Have no idea. The previous owner had them. So
yeah, in the springtime is when they're really good, when they're just coming up before they start to ball and get the.
I have to remember that.
Adonna S has asked if you eat the bears.
Yeah.
But yes, except for my brother-in-laws.
Okay, so the bear is another meat source.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Bear is just like pork. You gotta really cook it, like all the way through.
Yeah, and get all the grease out of the oils, drippings. You gotta put it in a rack and get the oil drippings.
When you process the bear, you gotta get all the bear fat off, too.
Because it makes it. That's what makes it strong.
That's what makes it strong and gives it a bad, foul taste to it, too. That's the reason why some people don't like it. And actually, bear grease is a very good lubricant.
Mm-hmm. Good to like treat your leather boots, like work boots.
Wipe the guns down.
Gun oil.
Yeah. Lubricate. Well, they used to use bear grease to lubricate for the black powder guns for when they were loading their rifles up.
Which is one of the things that we did Civil War reenacting years ago.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why he spoke of that, because he has a 3-band. You can speak of that rifle.
It's an Enfield. It's a 58 caliber.
Okay.
Kicks like a mule.
Yeah. Would you folks consider yourselves homesteaders or preppers or a bit of both?
Both.
All around. Jack of all trades, master of none. Better way of putting it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some prepping maybe. What do you folks do specifically? I'm gonna pin you down here a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Dehydrated foods, freeze-dried foods,
Canning. Our own meat processing. We butcher our own.
We do all of our oin butchering.
Yeah.
So you have your pantry is probably stocked up that you could go for a couple months if you need to, or longer. Without having to make a trip to the store. What about for your water source or other things like that?
We have a spring out farther back behind us that used to feed our house for years and years, and then there was a well put here when my mom owned the place, because I'm living in my father's house. I got my father's house. I inherited it. And so we have a well, which we're in the process. We're going to take the well, and we're actually going to put a frost-free spigot outside, so we'll be able to have water.
Okay.
Because we've got so much pressure in our well that you can actually, if you put your ear close to it, you can actually hear it flowing. It's like an underground river underneath us.
Wow, that's crazy.
Row, 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 boat gently down the stream.
So do you have any, I'm going to use the word domestic animals, as pets? Do you have dogs, cats, fish?
One tried to come up here. She's in the house. She's my service dog, Grendel, my pit bull, that I've put a couple videos. She's been fighting an oral hematoma on her ear, and because I work for a vet, we know how to do a lot of that stuff, and we vet our own animals. So that's one of the things that we do quite a bit, in regards to that. And I also help other people out in vetting their animals, like if they have a problem. We a lot of times will help.
Okay, and I want to ask you a question here, and if you prefer not to answer, just tell me that. But I know that you've said that you've broken your back and stuff like that. How did all that happen?
A horse, first time. My horse Charlie, a horse, of course, threw me. He was pushing 17 hands, and I'm only 5 foot, just a hair over 5 foot. Well, I'm shorter now because
okay.
of my
Well,
back.
for those in the chat, please explain what 17 hands are.
17 hands is 4 inches. So if you were to set your hand up and you figure 4 inches. Most people go by the middle of their hand, or they can go this way. Yeah, excuse me. I always do it by the palm of the hand because I got 4 inches right there. Mm-hmm. So, but 4 inches, if you take your hand and you stack it up, it's 17 hands, and it's approximately 4 inches per hand. And so my horse was 17 hands at the wither, which is at the base of the neck. And so I needed a bucket to be able to step on the bucket, then be able to lift my leg up and get it into the stirrup, and then hop on him. And I went and met my sister-in-law halfway, and we went riding, and we went past a stud which my horse was a stud, and we didn't know that the stud was going to be out. And my stud was just curious and wanted to come over, and I went to get him to slow down, and I had stirrup on, my stirrups on.
You mean spurs?
My spurs, yeah. I'm having a brain fart right now. My spurs on, and I wanted him to slow down because I was going to get off of him in case there was an issue with the other stud, I should say. And I accidentally raped him, and when I did, he bucked, and I didn't have a bucking strap on his belly. And in turn, the saddle kind of went up, and I went up, and when I went up, you figure 17 hands, a really tall horse. And I went 6 to 8 feet above him, and then when I did, I went down over an embankment, which was about another 6 feet below that, and broke my T12 vertebrae, and the fractured T11, T10, and the bottom of T9. So that was my first time I broke it, and then I broke it in an automobile accident and then a slip and fall. So I broke it.
The Mitchell Family reality show is asking, what do you think your best video that you ever made as a YouTuber?
My best video, I think, would be my firefighting videos. I had one up unfortunately, I don't know why YouTube pulled it down because I had everything noted in there. That was my ultimate best video, and I did not keep that video, and I could have changed things out because I did use a song, and I did give credit to everything, but I didn't give enough credit. And it's my dog over there. And in turn, they took it off. But my my best videos are my firefighting videos, showing all of us in fire training.
Okay, well, you mentioned to me that you have some upcoming plans for your channel, different things that you intend on doing here in the future, as far as maybe helping to grow your channel and so forth. So you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, he wants, Steven wants to do he wants to have some videoing done of his hunts, and also...
Well, I was planning on starting my own YouTube channel and all that.
But I'm helping him out in regards to... But some of the things that we're going to do is film some hunts. That's a few things, because we bear hunt together. That's a couple things that we'd like to do. And then it's pretty much picking up the camera, and if there's something interesting, we video it. I've videoed fire calls before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Which ones?
The ones.
I don't remember.
The winter ones that were like below zero and freezing.
Where my helmet and all my fire gear was all
Yes.
just nothing but complete ice.
Yes.
Yeah. The reason why we don't know about it is because she's in the background and we're too busy doing the other thing.
Yeah, putting the wet
Because
stuff
I'm
on
working
the hot
fire
stuff.
police and
Yeah,
I watch
that.
everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though I can't pack up and go in. If I needed to save somebody, I could pack up.
There's a question. There's a question. Who inspired you to become a YouTuber?
Ted Nugent.
For him.
Yeah, for
Uncle
him.
Ted.
Uncle. Yeah.
But actually, the Omar Gosh, or Omar Gosh TV.
Okay.
I know them very well. I know Omar and Melissa, and they're really good friends of mine. And he's really encouraged me in regards to, matter of fact, I'm mod for them. And he's like, just get out there and start videoing anything and everything that you want until you find your niche where you want to be.
Well, you need to have him come and join us on one of our Monday night live shows.
I've been talking to him about it.
That would be nice. So, I don't know if anybody in the room knows who he is, but got a pretty popular channel. Does a lot of very neat things. He does a lot of giving, I guess would be maybe a good way to put it.
He has a very giving heart, and what you see on the Omar Gosh channel is really him, and it's still him on his Omar Gosh TV channel, but it's more professional videography instead of with his blogging channel, Omar Gosh. What you see is what you get when you talk to him.
Okay, Kelly, do you guys have the stream up anywhere that you can see or not?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Well, I think that it's about time to get our first video question in, because here it is already.
Oh yeah, it's
9:42 or so. So let me get this started. We'll just go on from there here.
Okay.
There's Vina with her money. She always has piles of money with her.
Piles of money with
Piles
her.
of money
Okay.
with her.
Well, folks, as most of you know, anybody that's been here before anyway, we have a trivia time. So these are the rules for the trivia.
Yeah, we have a few newbies tonight.
Okay. let me go over the rules. They're very simple rules. It's very easy. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it is received and recorded on the stream here. If you're new here, you notice that the chat is right on the stream, and it will stay there. It's embedded into the stream. So, as it's recorded there, that's how we judge the winner. The other thing is, you must, and this is a must, you must send us an email with your address, or we won't know how to get you your money. We do get you a $2 bill, and that's something just a little bit different. So, you must send us an email with your address within 48 hours. Send it to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com.
Yeah, because if you don't take it, Coco Noel needs it for her dowry. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll kind of let that go.
Yeah.
So, if everybody's ready, and if everybody's been listening so far, everybody should know the answer to this one.
There you go, Coco.
So, we'll slide it over. I'll read it, but the second that it's visible and I say it, that's when it starts. So, it doesn't do you any good to start typing now.
Oh, yeah, he's not in here, is he?
Oh, here we go. Question number 1, and it's about Kellie. How many children do you have?
You're excluded. Okay?
And we are talking human children. There we go. Backwoods raised. Backwoods raised.
Not the one found on the stump.
Okay, Backwood raised.
Spicy?
You're going to have to send us an email, please, to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com.
Yay!
Very good.
You can hire that person to load your U-Haul with that money, too, you know? I'll get you far.
Okay, so much for the first one. We'll do another one here after a bit. So, are you folks? I'm going to assume this to be the case. You're originally from Pennsylvania, or have you lived elsewhere?
Born and bred here.
Born and bred and
Born and raised.
fed. One, two.
Well, I know some people, they maybe move away for a while and then they move back. But so I just kind of wanted to ask: have you all done any hunting elsewhere besides just local? Have you gone on a moose hunt out west or something? I don't know.
I'd
No.
love to go on a moose hunt, though.
He'd love to go on an elk hunt.
Yeah, I'd like to go out west and up in the mountains to do some elk hunting.
How about fishing?
Yes.
Steven's the big fisherman.
And so's his older brother,
Yep.
Francis is.
He was on Lake Erie here last month.
Yeah,
2 months ago.
2 months
no,
ago.
last month. Was
Last month?
2 months ago.
Yeah, they was walleye fishing, and they got their limit every time they went out.
Every day. And I caught a 30-inch walleye. That was the biggest walleye I have ever caught.
That's
I
pretty
caught,
good size.
Yeah, I caught like 18 inchers, and it was like, that 30-inch was like, oh my word, this is the butter on everything.
Get a nice fillet off of that one.
Well, I did. It was like a back strap.
Okay, is there anybody in the chat here that has any questions? I don't mean to leave anybody out, but I get carried away, and if Sherry doesn't poke me if I'm talking, then
I don't think I've seen any.
Okay, I got a question for people. Maybe they might be able to answer, unless it might be one of your trivia questions. So
why don't you wait until after
our trivia questions are about you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, my husband and I have a liking of sorts. Or studying.
I'm out of here.
I knew he disappeared.
Yeah, he disappeared.
We've been fascinated ever since the original book came out back in the late 60s, early 60s.
Actually, it was.
Okay, you're safe. We don't have a trivia question on that. I know where you're going, so you go right ahead.
Okay. Yep, we're good. You're safe
Okay.
for now.
Until one of them roars around us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to have to elaborate, because I'm betting some of these people in the chat have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So you're going to have to spell this out.
Yeah. Now we have to be a little blunt about it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'll be blunt about it. Is there any believers out there of Bigfoot or Sasquatch in the
Or Yeti.
chat line?
Or skunk ape.
Not me.
Yeah, Stephen, we know you're not the believer.
I believe in the woodchuck that they pull out in the spring.
Oh, jeez.
County for Bill.
What was it? Pecumsey Phil or something?
No, it's not Pecumsey. Jeez.
Yeah.
Isn't he up in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, that's right.
Would you believe that?
Poughkeepsie.
Well, I was close.
Yeah, you were close. Oh, like in horseshoes, right?
Well, that counts.
But
Okay, that's fine.
it doesn't have anything to do with big.
Backwoods Raised says Bigfoot is real.
Yes. All right.
So you got spicy on that one. Let's see. That's
one of those ones. And I will get to the question, old Alabama gardener. I will answer your question in a moment.
and Grandpa's place says he's waiting on DNA evidence on Bigfoot before he decides. Oh, let's
That's
see.
all.
Puxatani, that's right. Ira Ape, and that's the one.
That's it. Yeah.
Michigan has Dogman. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Well,
did.
Ohio has
Man.
OSU Buckeyes. So what can I say?
Yes, be lady. That's very true. I'm Native American. I have Cherokee and Shoshone in me, and they do believe in Sasquatch.
Hey.
Well, Prepping Ohio says he spent many years in the woods, but he's open to new things.
Well, I find new animals all the time, in the ocean, crustaceans, and so I'm a big scientist buff. And in the jungles, they're finding all kinds of different animals. So yeah, that's why.
What did Grizz say? I missed Grizz's post here. I got to scroll back.
Oh, knowing Grizz, it could be about a kitty cat and a hammer.
I've had my SNA taken, and I'm not Bigfoot, so stop shooting.
Grizz, I love you for that one.
Okay.
Old Alabama gardener asked me a question.
Okay.
And he asked if we raised rabbits. Yes, we have raised rabbits.
But we don't have any right now.
Not right now.
We want to get some.
Yes, we want to get some. That's
I'm Elber Fudd. I'm hunting for that rabbit. Yeah.
But yes, we have raised them, and we've bred meat rabbits, and we had them. When our barn burnt down, I lost my rabbits, and we didn't get any more rabbits, and we went to goats. So we stepped up, and then we started milking goats and having little baby goats, little kids.
There's quite a change between a rabbit and a goat.
Yeah, that's a big change. Yep. And actually, we had a
It's a
Holstein
little change to
steer.
a big change.
Well, to me, from the rabbits to the goats was a small change because I was raised on a beef farm. So
Oh, well, dairy at first and then beef.
no, I was beef farm. My dad, before I was born, had the dairy farm.
Right.
Okay, now somebody's talking about jackalopes.
That's what you need.
Okay,
The rabbit.
which rabbit breed do you think is best? Old Alabama Gardener has asked.
Oh,
Oh,
I suppose
we've
that
always,
maybe makes a difference if you want them for food or if you want them for a pet.
I like the
I like it for food.
the Giants. I like the Fleming Giants.
In Prepping, Ohio, thank you very much. We appreciate that very much.
Yes, thank you very much for helping those guys out.
Grizz, I don't know about them homesteaders, how they can harvest such a cute rabbit but not a cat. Gosh, you're just a head shaker, that's all I can say. Oh, the night we have you on live, that's going to be a doozy. It may be standing room only.
And Old Alabama Gardener says meat rabbits with a question mark. So
Flemings are a good one. We like the Flemings. So those are a good rabbit that we really like. And then we've also had just some, we've had some lop ears, just because my daughter really liked the floppy-eared rabbits.
Who doesn't like floppy-eared bunny rabbits?
I know. Well, you had your goat that was a Nubian and had floppy ears and evil eyes.
I call it Hong Kong Fooey goat.
yeah.
Yeah, he used to pole vault over his goat and.
We used to play headbutt.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't have.
I'm not sure I want to play headbutt with a goat.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord,
Well,
no.
He did.
Well, I didn't really actually headbutt with the goat, but the goat would rear up and actually come down and want to headbutt with me.
And he'd stick his foot up, or
I would do Karate Kid move and all that stuff, and then I got to the name of saying to the goat, which her name was April. I gave her a nickname and I called her Hong Kong Fooey Goat because she came up like a Hong Kong Fooey Goat.
and he would too. So they kind of went at each other, and then he'd literally do the gymnastic pulling off the goat, where he'd actually put his hands on the back of the goat and bounce off the goat and flip over the goat.
Yeah.
Old Alabama Gardener said he was thinking about California whites.
I haven't had those, but I've heard that they are a pretty good rabbit and everything. We basically had the Flemings, and then we had a mixture. We did have lops that would mix with them, and I don't know what this one breed was that we had that was given to us, but
there's all kinds of breeds.
so yeah, we just raised them and butchered.
I have a rabbit in our garden that I need to eradicate.
He had to this summer.
Yeah, but besides taking care of the rabbit, that didn't quite happen. I ended up killing like 3 woodchucks.
Yep. Woodchuck. We love to eat woodchuck.
I've been getting an early start on the killing fiesta around here before archery.
Okay, somebody has said here, weight-wise, Flemish have more bone weight, Californians have more meat. And then somebody else says, New Zealand whites or Flemish giants are the best for meat, I think. So maybe there's a difference between just the Flemish or the Flemish giants. I don't, you're out of my league. I have no idea. And we're not getting any rabbits here.
Yeah, Fleming. They're big. They are really big, long rabbit. Big, long, tall. They're just big rabbits. Period.
Finger Lakes Prepper is asking, what kind of service dog do you have?
She is Staffordshire Pit. Brendel.
I don't know where she's hiding it.
Brendel.
There she goes.
Want to say hello to everybody? You gonna come on up? Why don't you pick her on up?
Go that way.
Come on. Get up.
Come on up here, girl. There she is. Turn around. Oh, yes.
Yeah, someone's turning around. Hard for her big
Her
butt.
butt. There she is. That's my baby. She's not feeling all that great because this ear's still not quite healed up yet. But
they want to know what she's trained to do for you.
she's my balance. She actually stands right beside me and walks with me. If I lose my balance, if you notice some of my videos recently, especially doing the pallet video for my potatoes, I was losing my balance quite a bit. She wasn't out there with me. I lose my balance quite often because of my right knee circle and the way my back is. So she, if I happen to be down on the floor or something like that, I can actually put my hands up on her shoulders and literally she'll stand there and I can lift myself up with her. And she opens the door for me and she's really good at that.
Yeah, too good.
Did you train her yourself?
Yes.
I have tried to look for places around us that does the service dog training, and the only place that I have found is about an hour and a half, and they wanted $10,000 up front because it was my dog. I go, yeah right. I'll just pull that right out of my back pocket.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. They want anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 for a dog, service dog.
Yeah.
And she's
for that kind of money, you can get a person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Country Girl wants to know if you got her as a puppy and raised her.
Yes. She was kind of at the time I had gotten another dog, and she was an American pet, and she wasn't big enough. But she was about 4 or 5 months older than her, and we kind of worked this little deal out where we said we were going to tell Eric that the dog was tied up at the end of our driveway at the mailbox.
Yeah, that didn't quite work.
With a note on it saying, "Give me a home." And because I wanted her so bad, and we told Eric that she was tied up at the end of the driveway. And he's like, yeah. He's like, okay. I said, we showed him the note and everything because it wasn't written in any of our handwriting. So and he's like, really? And she was just a tiny little thing when we got her. And matter of fact, when we got her, she, a little girl used to dress her up in clothes and push her around in a little, one of those little umbrella strollers. And so she'd been around little kids, so that's the reason why she's good with kids. She loves kids. She's good with other dogs. We've not had any problems with her being around other dogs. She loves to ride with us, and she goes when I really need her. I take her out when I have bad times with my fibromyalgia.
Sure.
Because she's with Mama.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's my doggie, and I trained every bit of her to do certain things, and she's really, really good at doing them. And she listens very well, and she knows when I'm in pain because she will actually, when my back hurts or my hip will hurt, she'll actually lay her head over, or she'll lay behind my back, and she'll be like the heating pad. And she lays there because she knows exactly where I hurt. She senses right where I hurt, and she's right there. And she doesn't leave my side until the pain goes away. And if I start to have fibromyalgia issues, she realizes it, and she will actually lay right at the foot of me so that she knows she doesn't touch me because she could feel my vibrations of my nerve pain.
Very interesting.
She's really, really good. Something happens to her, I don't know what I'm going to do because she's been a good dog.
Yeah, we have a almost a 15-year-old black lab chow, and she has pretty much she has a chow tail, looks like a peacock, and the lab hair. She has the long hair
and the dark tongue,
the pink tongue. That's how we knew she was a chow.
Black.
And black. You're right. I'm sorry. And she's blind, so it's like I know it's coming, but she still acts just like a puppy. And you get her and the other 4 dogs, you think it was a backwards Oreo cookie, because the other ones are white, and Shadow's the only black dog in the bunch. But she rules the roost. She's the oldest, and they know don't fool with her. You know, if she growls at them, she would probably, you know, give them a what for her, but they pretty much respect her.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
That our household, the 4 dogs out of the 5, because Eric rescued a pit bull that almost got hit, and we've got her, and that's Baby Girl. She's been in our videos, or Blue-Eyed Girl, I should say.
Yeah.
She's been in a couple of our videos. When we got her, she didn't hardly have any hair. She had fleas, and we thought it was hair. And when we bathed her, she was just pink. Well, she was red at first, and then she went to pink. And so we had to treat her and get her hair to grow back. And now
Put weight on her.
get weight on her, yeah, because she was really, really thin. And now she's beefed up. She's like, and she's Staffordshire, and she's gray and white. So
She looks like a stout bull right now.
Yeah, and she has blue eyes.
they are crystal blue. That's why we call her Blue Eyes.
Our youngest son, they have a pit bull mix, and Dinah is 2. No, she's about the same age as Smudge. Smudge is 2. And we were over there this afternoon, and she's gray and a little bit of white, but she has the bluest eyes, and her shoulders are, this dog is not one you want to fool with. But she is very protective of the 3 kids. And their youngest, the baby's only 16 months old, and she watches him like crazy. Now, not because they're pit bulls, but because of any dog. I would not leave her alone with him. But that's just my saying on any dog, you know. It's all how.
Believe it or not, back in the old days, the pit bull was actually used as a what they call a nanny.
Yes, it was a nanny dog.
It was a nanny dog. Their breed for them, for some reason, they would latch on. They would shelter the children as their own, and you couldn't get nobody. You know, if it wasn't a family member to go near their kids, hear them. Period. A stranger or somebody come along, or somebody else's dogs, or something that would come along they think would harm the children. Look out! You had problems.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the old days. Then, for some reason, they got the bad rap. Interbreeding, and then people would fight. So,
They got a bad rap because I used to have Dobermans for the longest time. And then
they had a bad rap too.
and I finally got everybody around us so they weren't scared of Dobermans. Now everybody likes Dobermans, and now we have pit bulls, and everybody's getting used to pit bulls around us now, and they're not afraid of them anymore. But it's just a stereotypical.
Sure,
you know.
that's what because guess what, the news only shows what not the people want, but what they think you should hear. Not that this is how it was raised, or it was, you know, they used it for fighting. Well, yeah, because they have broad shoulders. That's why they're used for fighting.
Okay, I'm going to put everybody on hold here. We got another trivia question we got to ask. It's been just a little bit over an hour.
Oh, yes, it is.
So let me get this other question asked, and then we'll jump back in and see if we want to go on or what we're going to do. So here we go. Okay, and again, the rules, very simple rules. You can only win once every 4 weeks. And Sherry writes your name down, so she checks them. must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window, as received and recorded on the stream here. You must send us an email with your address within 48 hours, and that's to be sent to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. So, question number 2. Did Kellie homeschool her children?
Exactly. That's why I said we need the Jeopardy theme song during this time.
Yeah, I'd probably get dinged for copyright or something.
Oh, Lord.
Pancakes.
Yeah, he's not here.
Harry Fessler.
Spicy.
Harry Fessler.
Yep.
There we go.
Yay!
Okay, Harry Fessler. Please send us an email. Send it to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. If your name is different than your screen name, please let us know in the email who you are, and we'll get some mail out to you, and we won't spam you, promise. So the screen brought back over. There we go. All right,
Back.
we are back. It's been just a little bit over an hour. I don't know what your schedule is over there in Pennsylvania. We're good to go here.
We're good.
So I guess we can
Play it by ear.
play it by ear here.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
what else would you guys like to share?
Just a minute. Noah's Ark 962. You hear birds. They have 3 totes of chickens in their living room.
Baby.
Baby chicks. That's why
Yep.
you hear
Meat
birds.
chicks. Yep. Meat chicks and heritage breeds.
Mm-hmm.
And some Rhode Island Reds, of course. Some of the things that we're looking at wanting to do this coming spring is we're going to be getting 2 beehives. We're going to start our having our own honey, because I have a friend of mine that's got he's got a bee store, so we've got honey.
Yeah.
And we use bee pollen and the wax quite a bit. So I use wax in a lot of my home remedies that I make up, and the honey, especially in the wintertime. I use honey and garlic for our cough syrups, along with some I use valerian root. I will dry that out, and that can be crushed and either put into a tablet form or steeped, and it's used as a Valium muscle relaxer. So I do use a lot of herbs. That is one of the other things that I do. I'm more into naturopathic ways of trying to take care of ourselves the best way possible. That's another means. Kids get sick, they're running to grab a garlic clove, especially if a cold comes on. They're chewing on a garlic
I
clove.
should tell you the truth. Last year, I didn't even get sick. Knock on wood.
That's because we eat healthy.
Well, we have some beekeepers in the chat here. Bee Lady April is in here, and
Big time.
Southern Ark Homestead. Both of them are very familiar with bees, and I'm sure there's more. But
So am I. You don't pull weeds out and have them chase you to the door.
Nice meeting you too, Southern Ark Homestead.
yeah, so if like I said, I know those two for sure.
Yeah, I've got, matter of fact, 2 books here. I've got a few books here that I find that it's in my arsenal. Better hold that for a minute. Well, one, because I was told that I needed to read these before I got my bees. It's the first lesson in beekeeping, which is right here. And then, okay, in the Backyard Beekeeper. I had to read those 2 books before I could my bees. that was what my friend had told me. So I was like, okay. And then these are some of the other books that I use. These are my like holy grail books that I have. Backyard Medicine, and that's using all kinds of foraging for different medicine foods that you could use. It gives you where you can use the birch leaf for tea, and it's good for kidney stones. Dandelion, the whole dandelion basically you can use. It's really good for digestion and blood flow. The elderberries, which is really, really good for cough syrup. Like I said, honey and garlic. We use the leeks, milk thistle. So I use that one. And then I have the Country Almanac of Home Remedies, which I absolutely love that book. Right there.
You can tell me where you get that one at.
Tractor Supply. I got this one at. And then I have my Fermenting Vegetables book, along with, okay, this small book came with my kit for my fermenting. I don't use that one as much, but I have used it. Move it down. There you go. And then this one, you're gonna make them busy. And then I've got two more books here. I've got the Mini Farming, Self-Sufficient on a Fourth of an Acre, but of course we got more than that. But it has some awesome, awesome recipes and things that you can do on a fourth of an acre in regards to gardening, which I had my daughter use that one. She wanted to read it. And then this one here is the Holy Grail of Grails of books. And this is the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Country Living. And this tells you everything from raising chickens to how to build coops, cabins, trapping, taking care of milking a cow, making sausage, making furniture, taking care of chickens.
Really? Milking a cow?
Yes.
There's that cute little baby fainting goat, or is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's a fainting goat.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a cute baby.
Wild mushroom growing, which is one of the things we do, forage for mushrooms. We like to do that. Be careful. It also has how to brew beer, wine in here.
Beer?
Yes. So this is like, I mean, making paper, which I homeschooled my kids and showed them how to make paper.
Well, you never showed me how to brew beer.
No, I had blackberry wine before, brandy. So yeah, those are my holy grail of books that I stick to, and they're always good to have on hand. And I suggest that anybody that wants to homestead or prep, the books that I showed there, if you go back and watch this video again and write this down, these are books that no matter what happens in our world, if you have those books, they will help you when you need to forage or make something or learn how to survive if you need to. They've got everything that you need in those books. And it's really beneficial to have those. I find that having the hard copy, because there may be a day and time that the internet may not be here. You just never know. So to always have a hard copy at hand is one of the best things to do. And that's my big thing I would like to tell everybody, is to always have a hard copy of the books that, like I spoke of. There's other books if you want to look into it, but those are my suggestions that I have right there, that I really use.
And Bee Lady Apiary has, and she's north of you. She's up in New York.
Right.
She has offered in the chat here, you know, if you have any question or anything, feel free to get a hold of her. She said, being in Pennsylvania, it gets cold enough that you have to do something special, pour antifreeze on the hives or something. I don't know what. I'm not a beekeeper.
Yeah.
Give them some of that beer, or
sugar water. If you don't have
she's a wealth of knowledge.
So
yeah, make sure that you leave enough honey for the winter for them so that they can survive, so they won't die out. But you put straw around them. Yeah, there's a lot.
But apparently she is more than willing to help out with any questions you might have, and we know she knows her stuff. So, all right.
Well, I greatly appreciate that. That is awesome for the help and everything, and I'm so happy that people came in to see that I have a very eclectic channel, and I don't use an E, I use an A because it's from A to Z. I never know what I'm going to do, so I always say it's an eclectic instead of an eclectic. I'm an eclectic channel. So that's, I'm a broad range. I love photography and I love being outside. I love my garden I wasn't able to have it for 2 years because I had surgery, 3 surgeries back to back, and it took a long while to recover from them. So in turn, I finally got my garden back, which made me feel really good. Fortunately, my father-in-law he had his garden and would always gift us stuff, so I was able to have stuff to put up. But to be able to go out in the garden and take care of it, I couldn't do it. But this year, I was out taking care of it every morning, and I've been able to get around a little bit better. And losing the weight now that I put on from all the surgeries, I'm starting to lose it again. So that's making me feel a lot better getting out and moving around.
Well, we certainly wish you the best. I am noticing that people are dropping out.
Yeah.
So we might do well just to call it even. You got any final words? Any words of wisdom you want to leave with everybody?
Just make sure if you can, get yourself a library of books that you can have. Try to keep your pantry full at least for 2 weeks in case there is an outage or something happens, like an earthquake or anything like that naturally, so that you can survive and not have to race to the grocery store and suddenly see that there's nothing there. Because my friend in Florida seen that, and it's pretty hard. So people need to prepare, and we're going to be putting out some videos. We've got some sponsors that want us to take and do some videos for them in regards to some prepping products. So there'll be more videos out in regards to that, and some hunting videos coming out because hunting season's coming up. And we'll have something from Deep South Homestead, Lord willing, if we're able to get down there with our vehicle and things don't go crazy around the U.S. But that's what we're looking at, and so we'll have some videos down there helping them out, which I'm excited about. And I want to thank everybody for coming.
Are you going to make it to the conference in Virginia or no?
I had looked at that first, but as soon as I heard that Danny and Wanda were doing it, I was like, we're going to go down to Mississippi, because I know in my heart, and I spoke to Eric quite a bit about it, that knowing what Danny and Wanda went through physically, we have the ability to sit there and bless them, that we wanted to go there, and we'll just make it to the Appalachian with Patera next year, and we'll go to that instead of going to the one this fall here. That's going on. So unfortunately, I really wanted to, but with everything going on, we're saving our pennies to sit there and pretty much go down to Mississippi to see Danny and Wanda, because that's been my ultimate goal, is to be able to bless them.
Well, if anyone that is still in the channel is interested in going to the Homestead of America conference, which is next Saturday, we have 2 free tickets.
No,
So
the It's a week from Saturday, right?
A week from Saturday. It's October 14th, I'm sorry. We have 2 free tickets. Email us and we can get you that information. All you'll need is either a hotel room if you're spending the night, or if you're local, just go Saturday.
That's just a couple. That's about a 6-hour drive for us.
Okay.
What, Virginia?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So I just want to say thank you. Peace out and keep it rocking for the Lord.
Okay.
That's my outro, everybody.
Sounds good. Everybody, you have a wonderful week. We thank you all for being here, and take care. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Tomorrow night's class for Philmora.
Alderman Farms next week. So be here on that one.
Coco wants you to do a happy dance for her. No, only old Alabama Gardener does the happy dance. You know that, Coco.
And old Alabama Gardener is going to be a very, very special guest on Christmas night, December 25th. We're gonna do our show, and old Alabama Gardener will be there. So thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful wonderful week, and we will see you next week.
Night.
Night.
Night.